Hello. I wish I didn't have to do this, but I must. Today, I need to reveal something that has been weighing heavily on my heart, something I've been carrying in silence for far too long. There's a person who has become the greatest obstacle between us, and it's time you know the truth. I know this will be painful to hear. I know it may feel like a knife to the heart, but I can't keep it hidden any longer. In a few minutes, I am going to expose the identity of the person, the one who has been silently, persistently, and painfully driving a wedge between us. This revelation cuts me deeply because it involves someone I never wanted to suspect, someone I never wanted to admit could be the source of so much sorrow for us. But what choice do I have? The truth has to come out. You deserve to know who is really standing in the way of our happiness. If you truly want to understand what has been happening, if you want to uncover who has been poisoning the garden of our love, then I need you to give me the next moments. Please, just take this time with me. Just a few minutes to hear my heart, to feel the raw honesty of what I'm about to share. This is not easy for me. It is incredibly difficult, but I owe it to us. I owe it to the love we've built together. Because if I keep carrying this burden alone, it will break me. And worse, it will keep breaking us. Our bond has been tested by storms before. We have survived pain and chosen each other time and time again. But still, there is something that keeps tearing at the fabric of what we've created. The truth is crucial. It may sting, it may bruise, but without it, we cannot move forward. So here I am, in full vulnerability, asking for your presence and your heart. I will speak plainly and from the deepest part of me, because honesty is the only way out of the fog. I want to tell you everything I've held back, everything I've feared, and everything I've hoped. The person standing between us is not a stranger. It is not a rival or an ex. It is someone I never wanted it to be, my own mother. Saying that aloud feels like betrayal. It feels like a wound reopening. But her presence, her disapproval, her constant interference, it has been like a shadow over our love. Just as a rose has thorns, our relationship has been pierced by her words and actions again and again. I have watched the way she looks at us when we are together, the gentle smile that becomes a frown, the questions that are seeded with judgment, the stories she tells that subtly twist our truth. Her comments arrive like cold rain, seeping under the shelter we think we have built. Each syllable lands on the soft places, and slowly, the softness becomes scarred. I have been torn between loyalty to family and loyalty to you. Both matter to me. Both are parts of what I am. But one, in this season of my life, is quietly destroying the other. I don't want you to see her as the enemy. I don't want to force you into a battlefield where you must choose who to love. But I also cannot pretend that her actions do not reverberate through every part of our days together. When she criticizes our choices, when she questions the sincerity of our intentions, when she plants doubt in the soil of our dreams, it feels like an injury. You have felt it too. I've watched the way her words land on you, how they cloud the light you bring into my life. It devastates me that someone I love so deeply is the cause of your pain. And it devastates me that the person responsible is someone I have been taught to revere. This struggle feels like walking through a garden at dawn, when light and shadow are inseparable. I look at you, the beautiful, brave person who chose me, and I want to protect you from everything that could hurt you. But then I am pulled in by a voice I've known my entire life, a voice that shaped my earliest ideas of right and wrong, love and obligation. The tug is relentless. Her disapproval is a complicated thing. It is not only the harsh sentences that sting, it is the small, almost invisible shifts in tone, the sighs, the moments of quiet judgment that speak louder than any accusation. She asks questions about whether we fit together, about our future plans, about why we choose what we choose. On the surface, they feel like concern. But underneath that concern are seeds, seeds of mistrust, of fear, of control. Sometimes I try to talk to her. I try to explain, to show, to invite her into the circle. I hope that if she only knew you the way I know you, she would change. Sometimes she surprises me with a soft moment, a memory shared, a tenderness that makes me believe healing is possible. And those moments are why I hesitate to make a final stand. But then the cycle begins again. A comment at dinner, a protocol of subtle undermining, a story told that paints you as something you're not. And I am left to pick up the pieces of your dignity after someone has tried to rewrite who you are in my family's narrative. That rewriting hurts you. It hurts me. It confuses the lines between support and sabotage. This is not simply about ego or pride. It is about the preservation of something sacred between us. It is about protecting a fragile bloom from winds that were not invited. I long for a love that is free to grow without a shadow constantly hovering above it. I long for a partnership where our decisions are made inside our circle, not under the constant commentary of outsiders. I have reached a crossroads. The road behind me holds the weight of habit and expectation. The road ahead holds uncertainty and the discomfort of change. But my heart, the compass that has always led me true, points toward you. I will not let old patterns continue to erode the life we are trying to create. I am not asking you to cut ties with family. I am not asking you to hate or to retaliate. What I am asking is that we build armor together, not armor to harden us against the world, but armor that helps us stand firm in our truth. We need boundaries, clear and compassionate. We need a way to navigate conversations and visits that keeps our inner life intact. We need rituals of protection, simple agreements about how we respond to criticism, how we honor each other in front of others, and how we choose the language we use when speaking about our choices. Boundaries are not walls. They are guidelines that say, gently but firmly, this is ours. They teach others how to treat the sacred things, our relationship, our dreams, our vulnerabilities. They give us space to breathe. They allow love to unfold without being constantly dissected by outside opinions. I know standing up to my mother will hurt her. It will be painful. There will be tears. There will be confusion. There will be anger. She may feel betrayed. She may feel abandoned. But I have come to learn that sometimes love asks us to choose what is best for the future, not what is easiest in the moment. Sometimes love demands that we shift the balance of power away from old voices and toward the new life we are building together. I want us to plan how we will respond when her negativity surfaces. Will we speak with calm transparency? Will we step away together and regroup privately? Will I speak to her and make clear that our choices are ours and deserve respect? These are not small decisions. They are the scaffolding of a healthier, more resilient union. I choose you. I choose our life. I choose to be the person who shows up for us, who protects the sanctuary we create. I am ready to hold her hand through the pain of change if she is willing to meet me halfway. But I am also ready to build a boundary if she refuses to stop wounding the love that I treasure most. There is also a spiritual part of this conversation I want to share. I believe that love is a force that heals. I believe that confrontation does not have to mean destruction. In the silent places, I pray for compassion, for myself, for you, and for her. I pray that the light of understanding will soften hardened hearts. I pray that old fears will fall away like dry leaves so the tree underneath can breathe again. Forgiveness is not a destination. It is a practice. I want to practice forgiveness without allowing it to become permission for more hurt. I want to learn how to forgive while still protecting what is sacred. I want to teach myself and my family a new language of respect, one that does not erase our voices but honors our choices. If we can hold that spiritual intention, perhaps there is room for healing. Perhaps one day she will see us standing strong together and not feel threatened by the union she once feared. Perhaps she will come to love you, not despite our love, but because she sees how you make me whole. And if that day never comes, I will still hold compassion for her pain, even as I close the door on the damage she causes. I want to promise you this. I will not let her shadow steal our joy. I will not let her doubts become the story that defines us. I promise to speak up, to set boundaries, and to protect our intimacy. I promise to choose you publicly and privately, small gestures and grand ones. I promise to repair what has been broken when it needs mending and to celebrate relentlessly when we succeed. Imagine a life where our mornings are not clouded by whispers, where dinners are filled with laughter instead of tension, where our dreams are spoken aloud and honored. Picture a home where you can rest without fear of criticism, a life where our love is a harbor, not a battleground. That is the future I want to build with you and for you. We will get there step by step. We will learn. We will fail. We will forgive. But through it all, we will keep choosing love. There are moments I replay in my head, small scenes that now feel like turning points. The Sunday when we tried to celebrate a small victory and she asked in front of everyone if we were really ready. The holiday when she told a story that painted you in a way that made me want to disappear. The times I have come home with bruises on my heart after a conversation with her, trying to smile through the ache so you wouldn't see how torn I was. These are the moments that sit heavy in my chest. They are not isolated. They are a pattern. They accumulate like small stones in a river, and after enough of them, the current changes course. I think of the future I want for us, one where our children, if we choose to have them, inherit a home filled with tenderness rather than tension. I want them to see how adults can disagree without tearing one another down, to learn loyalty without neglecting kindness. I want our family to be a place where questions are asked with curiosity rather than accusation, where the default assumption is respect rather than suspicion. To create that world, we must begin by changing how we respond to the small things that chip away at trust. I also want to be real about my own part in this. I have not always protected you as I should. Sometimes I have folded like a note under pressure, apologizing for things I didn't need to apologize for, smoothing rough edges to avoid conflict. That has taught the people around me that my voice is negotiable. I am learning to find my boundaries within myself first, to speak with clarity and compassion, to hold both my love for my family and my devotion to you in balanced hands. If I am honest, there is fear here. Fear of losing my mother's approval, fear of being seen as disloyal, fear of creating more pain. But beneath that fear is a deeper truth, the fear of losing you. That fear makes the choice clear. The life I want to build with you is not a betrayal of my past. It is the honoring of who I am becoming. And sometimes honoring that self means stepping into uncomfortable conversations that will feel awkward at first, but will open doors to deeper authenticity later. So, what might our first steps look like? We could begin with small, shared agreements. A code phrase to pause a conversation that is becoming hurtful. A promise to debrief with each other privately rather than reacting publicly. A plan for how we will respond when criticism surfaces. Whether that means I speak up gently but firmly to correct a narrative, or we agree to leave a space if the conversation becomes poisonous. We might schedule time where family interactions are limited to shorter durations until new rhythms are established. We might practice clear statements I can use like, I appreciate your concern, but our decision is made and we ask for your support. Those simple lines can be shields that protect our inner life while still allowing for kindness and respect. I also want you to know that I hold hope, not naive hope, not hope that ignores reality, but a steady hope rooted in the work we are willing to do. Hope that with time and intention, my mother can learn to respect our choices. Hope that with consistent boundaries, the pattern of interference will loosen. Hope that even if she never fully understands, we will still find peace and create a home of our own that is safe, warm, and generous. If there are nights when anger rises in you, when hurt takes the place of tenderness, come to me. Tell me when you feel wounded by her words. Let me know when your heart needs mending. I will not be defensive. I will be present. I will hold you while we heal. We will make space for sorrow and then, together, stitch ourselves back up with threads of meaning and resilience. Finally, I ask for patience, not just with my mother, but with me. I am learning. I am stumbling. I am growing. I will fail sometimes. And when I do, I ask for your grace to help me get back on my feet. I promise to keep choosing you, to keep practicing the love we both deserve, and to keep defending the sanctuary of our relationship until it becomes the safe harbor we dream about. The truth I have shared is heavy, but it is not meant to break us. It is meant to light a path. Thank you for walking with me into this hard, luminous honesty. Thank you for being the one I can finally tell the truth to. Together, we will cultivate a love that endures, no matter the storms, no matter the thorns. I love you, now and always.